is up, everybody? I'm sorry that we're at a weird angle, but for some reason, YouTube does not let me, well, I'm gonna have to do it like this. Does not let me go live horizontally anymore for whatever reason. Just doesn't work. So this will have to do. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I wasn't going to go live, but I was like, you know what? I haven't got to do a pick a card on my channel. Well, I did like maybe 3 weeks ago, but trying to be a little more consistent because it's important, you know? It's my channel. I worked very hard on this to build it. It's really part of my work. But you know, sometimes I don't go live because I think some people, when they see me go live, they're like, oh, she must not be busy, so let me blow up her life. Because, you know, she has time to go live and do things that she likes to do, so let me just bombard her with, you know, messages since she has some free time. Really kind of obnoxious, to be honest. But, hey, what can I say? Anyway, can you tell it's waning moon, y'all? All right. Let us see what you guys have in store for you. Yes, Shireen. Yes, Habibti. Let's see what you guys have in store. I'm not looking at the chat, you guys, so forgive me. This charcoal brand I'm using, for some reason it doesn't light up the way I like. I might need to grab another piece. So, who's going to be my time stamper? If you guys are new on this channel or never done a pick a card before, what you're going to do is I have 3 numbers, 1, 2, and 3. I want you to use, well, Spirit will guide you to a number. They may show you a number on your phone. They may put a number in your head. You may just be drawn to one particular number, and that's the number that contains your message. Thank you, Jade Imani. Thank you, Shireen Habibti. Thank you, Melody. Just got your notification. I love and miss you. I love and miss you more, Habibti. Thank you so much. See, look at this. And usually this is a good brand. Is this 3 Kings? No, it's called Sunlight Charcoal. Don't get this brand. This is garbage. Okay? It doesn't stay lit at all. It's obnoxious. I'm using a damn torch, and it's like, there we go. Takes me 2 and a blowtorch, so don't get that brand. Okay, so, sorry folks. Now, what I want you to do is let your spirits guide you. Okay, I'm going to call upon the guides, guardians, and ancestors to come in and guide this reading. Calling upon my guides, guardians, and ancestors, please come in and guide this reading. Please come in and guide this reading for those who are watching this video. whether they're watching now in the live or watching at any point in time that you've guided them to this video. We thank you so much for all your guidance, protection, and information that you give us. We really appreciate it. I offer you this marijuana as an offering to the guides and the spirits. Please give me the most accurate reflection possible. Thank you, Faith in the Unseen. Thank you, Smiling Moon. Oh, thank you, Smiling Moon. Habibti, that's very generous of you. You guys are awesome. Thank you for everything you do for us, beautiful. Love you, babe. It's my pleasure. It's my honor, my pleasure. Sometimes my pain in the ass, but my honor, my pleasure. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Am I kidding? I don't know. All right, you guys. To my beautiful spirits, and I also call upon the guides, guardians, and ancestors of those who you've guided to this video, or for those you will guide to this video at a future date. Please guide your people to the message that you would like them to hear. Please give them a reflection of what the next year will be. So as of this video, that would be 2023. However, it will be a year, the following year, or the next year from the time you watch this video. So if you watch this in March of 2023, it's from March 2023 to March 2024. So this will be from now to next year, basically. The next year. Let's those of us watching it like now, November 2023, let's just start fresh for 2023. But this is a timeless reading from a year when you watch it. Okay, Spirit, guide them to the number. You guys focus. Tell your spirits to guide you. Say, Spirit, guide me to my number. Or don't. Whatever is the number you see in your head, if you hear it, if you see it on the TV, if you think about it, if you're drawn to it. Let's say, to kind of give you a visual, let's say this represents number 1. We'll say this rose quartz represents number 2. And we'll say this calcite represents number 3. Okay? It's the first time I did it like that, but I figure if you guys have a visual, whatever you're drawn to, if you're drawn to this one, number 1, if you're drawn to the rose quartz, number 2, if you're drawn to the calcite, number 3. Okay? Or whatever number. And I would really appreciate the timestamps. You saw 111 on the table, so I would say pick number 1, babe. Okay, for those, we'll start with number 1. For those who you've guided to pick the number 1, please show them what they have to expect in the next year, 2023. Okay, you guys, 8 of skulls. All right, this is basically working really hard. You're going to be putting a lot of effort into something. This could be in the workplace. This could be with school. This could be trying to, thank you, Spirit. This could be trying to build something. This could be a relationship. It's only the first card, so I don't know yet. But working really hard towards a specific goal. Looks like a lot of you, your challenge of next year, those of you who picked the number 1, will be basically, unfortunately, you have to watch your tongue, number 1, okay? And that doesn't necessarily mean that you fight a lot, although some of you might, but also just the things that you say, okay? So Spirit is warning you, your major challenge or warning is watch your tongue, watch the things that you say. Now, you may speak too much, okay? You may talk too much about, your blessings. You may maybe brag too much. You may talk too much or tell people, your plans before they're, actually even close to coming to fruition. Okay, some of you may hurt feelings and you really don't, you speak first and then you think later, which I tend to be guilty of that myself. So this is general and this is for like 1,000 different personalities. So you know what it is that you do. But Spirit is telling you, watch what you say, watch your tongue next year. Try not to speak, think before you speak, think before you talk. Okay, I'm going to shuffle one more time. No reverse meanings. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, nice. Okay. Spirit wants you to know that they're going next year. They're really going to be guiding you and directing your moves. Okay. This world card for me is a spiritual card, which indicates your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, the spirits that walk with you. They're really on top of you and they're right on your crown, meaning they're going to be pretty much lending their energy to everything you do. Now, and remember I said, watch what you say. They are showing me that there is a snake around you. Okay, somebody that in the 2023, you're going to come across somebody who's a snake. Now, not all snakes are bad. Okay, as we know, like in spiritual work, snakes can have a protective energy, but not this snake. Okay, when I say snake, this means in Arabic, when we say there's a snake, when we read a cup and we see a snake, that means you have somebody around you that's not trustworthy, somebody who you may think is a friend. And given the other card that they're showing me with watch your tongue, you may have somebody that pretends to be a friend, but in reality doesn't have your best interest at heart. They may be spreading your business. They may not want you to be happy necessarily, or maybe they do. They just want to be more happy than you, or they want to have more than you. Okay, now this may not make sense right now. Remember, this is next year, but I'm telling you, if you're watching this video and you pick the number 1, I can bet that will, you'll see that eventually I'm correct. I always am, 99% of the time, even with these, all right? My personal readings, I mean, knock on wood, mashallah, I don't even want to jinx it, but 99% of the time on these general readings, people come back and tell me, it didn't make sense, but then it did. You guys are going to be emotionally content for the most part next year, okay? But be careful of temptation. Be careful of overindulging. Okay, some of you, this may be food. This may be overindulging as far as spending money-wise. Some of you, this is overindulging on alcohol or something that some of you could be drugs. Not everybody, but maybe 1 or 2 of you, this could be recreational drugs. It's different for all of you, but be careful of temptation for next year. They have a lot of warnings for number 1, really. Okay, so number 1, I actually see where you're going to take the balls, the world by the balls, okay? And I see a lot of manifestation, all right? I see you manifesting a lot of your desires, okay? But Spirit is also telling you, be careful what you wish for. Some of you may be wanting something and manifesting something, but you'll realize once you get it, it may not be the right thing for you. But nonetheless, Spirit is going to be granting a lot of your wishes, number 1. But they are telling you some of these things they're giving you for the simple fact that they want to teach you what really is not good for you. I see a lot of you entering into commitments. Okay, some of you may already be in a commitment, which means that You may be working on your commitment with another person. Others of you, this may be entering into a commitment with your job, with the business, with some type of work responsibility, contracts. Okay, I'm hearing really loudly, he who stands for nothing will fall for anything. Okay. Number one, next year you're going to be called on to really stand your ground and stand up for what you believe is right. I do see you may have some opposition next year, a little bit of competitive energy, conflict. Okay, but I do see you overcoming over opposition. All right. Oh, and shout out to my girl Jerusha. She got me this new Oracle deck that I love. You're really going to have a heightened sense of awareness, all right? And look at this, okay? Fearless, justified, resilient, okay? So again, I see you next year, those who picked the number one, I see you dealing with some opposition, some competitive energy, but you overcome that, and I see you standing tall, and I see you pretty much flying high, okay? However, you are going to have this new feeling of acceptance, awareness, and intuition, all right? Financially speaking, I'm going to find out what's going on with your finances and your love life. So those are like the main warnings and messages, general messages, but I'm going to see specifics in your love life and finances. All right, let's start with your love life. Love life for those who picked the number one. Love for those who picked the number one. Okay, I'm going to shuffle one more time. Okay. Okay. So it looks like for those of you who picked the number one, some of this competitive energy for some of you, obviously not for all of you, may be coming from a love situation, okay? And when I say competitive, you guys may be competing with each other, or there may be like a kind of a just like bumping of the heads. Also, I see like a bit of a stalker kind of energy. So either you will be stalking someone, thank you, Blair, or they'll be stalking you. Now, don't get it twisted. Thank you, Blair, very much. You can be a stalker to your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. So don't think that this doesn't apply to you if you're in a relationship, number one, or if you're married, number one. This could indicate going through someone's phone or someone going through your phone. This can indicate looking on your partner or, whoever's social media or other means, trying to gather information. And Spirit is basically telling you, what are you looking for? Seek and you shall find for some of you. Don't look for something you don't want to find. That's number one. Number two, others of you, they're saying you kind of need to have a little bit more trust. And if this isn't you, your partner's the one doing it to you, you may have to reevaluate. Okay. Now, this is if you're in a relationship. For those of you who are single next year, I do see somebody watching you from a distance via social media or some other means, like watching you. Thank you. I can't see who sent that just now. It starts with a B. It's like cut off, but thank you, B. You're going to be getting a love offer, number one. Okay, whether you're in a committed relationship or you're not, I see you getting an offer of love. And when I say an offer of love, like this is sweet nothings. This is like, basically telling you things that you want to hear, making you feel good. All right. those of you who are single as well, I see someone may like show interest in you or try to ask you out on a date or try to get to know you in some way. Okay, so for relationships, stop stalking. And if your partner's doing that to you, you may need to reevaluate and see, you know, why this person is so like gung-ho on going through your shit, going through your phone, going through your social media, watching every little thing that you do. And if you're single, somebody's going to be peeping you and giving you an offer of love. Even if you're in the relationship, I really see that Page of Cups energy for me is like, you know, good communication, sweet communication, loving communication, getting connected. Okay. So a lot of arguing, you know, arguing and making up, arguing and making up. Okay. Or make up and break up for those of you who are in an ex situation. If that makes sense. So Spirit, overall, is love looking okay next year or what? Are they going to be happy in their love life? Show me one for singles and one for people that are booed up. Some of you I'm hearing, if you're in a relationship, you know, if you're needy, if you're being too needy, you need to cut the shit, okay? Stop it. And if your partner's being this way, again, I mean, a person can only take so much. You need to have a conversation and get to the root cause, okay? Next year, that may be an issue if it isn't already. So, Spirit, number one, boot up people. Will they be happy? People in a relationship? Okay, so those of you who are in a relationship, I do see there's, like I said, there's going to be a little bit of conflict, competitive energy, you know, distrust or arguments and harsh words. However, overall, like you seem to get it together. But you can stop those things if you kind of get in front of it. That's the whole point of a reading, is to kind of get warned, so maybe you can. Some things you can't stop, some things are fated, some things are destined, but for the most part you can kind of shift the energy. So try to watch your tongue. If you're in a relationship, don't be snooping, and don't give your partner a reason to snoop, okay? Because some of you, I see, like one or two of you, you're the one doing shit, you know, and that's why the other person is like that. But like I said, like most of you, it's the other way around. But you see what I'm saying. Okay, singles. Will singles be happy? Okay, some of you have been through a lot of heartbreak, singles. So you kind of have your guard up, all right? I feel like for the most part, singles, you're really going to focus on your independence. I mean, I feel like you're going to get offers, but I don't know. I see a lot of you. I'm not talking about singles that are in an ex situation. I'm just talking singles that are not really, you know, putting themselves out there type of thing, don't really care. I see you kind of getting offers, but give me a sec. So happy, Spirit? No? Yes? See, I see a lot of offers. Here's the thing. I see a lot of offers, right? But none of them look like they're that great, to be quite honest with you, okay? But eventually, okay, so eventually towards the end of the year, you'll be in a commitment. I see you getting into a commitment, but don't be surprised if you kiss a few frogs first, singles, okay? Or if you like date a bunch of duds. I feel like it's going to be more towards the latter, maybe halfway to the latter of the year that you'll be kind of getting booed up. I'm going to be honest with you though. Maybe a handful of you though, just by your own choice, just don't. But the ball's really in your hands, number one. Okay, X situation, number one. X situation, number one. See, I don't really consider you guys like just plain singles. That's a whole different category altogether. X situation. Okay. All right. So look, X situation. Some of you that are wanting to hear from an ex, if you're no longer in communication, I definitely see some form of communication, and I definitely see a change of energy between you with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, but Spirit is reminding you of the unequal give and take that once was. Okay, also, you need to be careful, and if you do hear from this person and you actually do want to work it out with them, there's always the possibility of hurt and loss and devastation, and you need to know that. So I do see that some of you will be getting some kind of communication from someone from the past. But I'm going to be honest with you. There was a reason why you guys broke up. So just take that for what it is. Okay, I see a lot of celebration, happiness from hearing from this person, you know, whatever, but just watch your back. Okay, number one. Okay, that are waiting for an ex, that is. Okay. Finances, real quick, for number one. Finances for number one. Yeah, I'm making this, it's for a whole year, so I want to cover all my bases. I just want to say thank you to Shireen. I've done a few of her spells from this channel, and they're the bomb. I hope one day I could get in one of the group rituals. Oh, thanks, girl. Okay. Finances for number one. No reverse meanings. Ooh, nice. King of Pentacles. Good, good, good. Okay, I'm going to shuffle one more time. Finances. Nice. Number one. Look, I see. Woof. Okay. Nice, number one. Financially, my favorite cards, okay, came out. All right. Hold on. Okay. Pentacles, Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Nice. Okay. So financially speaking, you know, again, I've seen you working really hard towards something. A lot of you may be doing, putting that effort into your money, into your finances next year. And I actually see a lot of progress and a lot of movement financially. Some of you will be getting promotions, raises, you know, moving up. Others of you, this may be a new business venture that becomes successful. Now, keep in mind, there may be part of the year in the beginning that you may feel burdened, okay? And you may feel like you are working really hard, or a lot of work is being like put on you, or you feel like you're doing more than everybody else. Let's say if you work with a lot of people and you're like doing all the heavy lifting basically, or maybe you started some kind of new business or something and you're just putting in a lot of work and a lot of effort, and it's exhausting. Okay, listen, anything worth the shit is hard work. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna be like working your ass off. However, I definitely see you doing very well financially in the next year. So that's good. Seems like most of your conflict, I'm gonna be honest, if you're in a relationship, I see a lot of butting heads, um, and you know, the in the kind of communication with others. Okay, but financially, um, I mean, bomb. Okay, bomb.com. Mashallah, inshallah, mashallah. Okay, um, let me pull your oracles. Where's my? I like to do the wisdom oracles. Wisdom oracles. Crazy for doing a damn pick a card this late. But I'm always up this late, you know? So I'm like, today's my day off. I try to take Sunday off. Sometimes Sunday and Monday. Or Saturday and Sunday during a waxing moon. But I can't, like, I'm a little bit of a workaholic, I think. Like, I can't, like, just sit still. I don't know. Okay. Number one. Number one. There you go. See, to be fair, I told you guys something, and then in the beginning, I saw something to do with justified. So, like, there, you guys, some of you I feel like are going to be getting like justice, justice. Like, I keep hearing like karma, like justice, but in your favor. Okay. Most of you in your favor. Okay. For some of you, it's somebody's getting justice on you because this is for a lot of people, but I definitely see you getting justice. So this includes if there's any kind of court matter going on. Thank you. Okay. Now, I don't normally use the book, but for this deck, the meanings are amazing out of this book. I mean, I could give you like the broad strokes, okay? So co-creating, all right? This basically speaks of co-creating your life and your manifestations with spirit, okay? Working together, you partnerships, okay? Community, okay? This is being, spirit is telling you to be. I'm going to give you the actual full, but I'm just giving you the broad strokes. Community. This is like the energy of meeting people. Okay, you take for granted. Some of you may like to be very independent and you don't like to ask for help or you don't whatever. But this is basically saying it's important to be a part of something. A part of a community, a part of a club, a part of a friendship. Okay, observer. All right, observe. Remember, I told you have a snake around you. Okay, sometimes you got to observe people and observe before you speak, like I said in the beginning, okay? To be fair, all right? Fairness, being justified, an equal balance, an equal give and take. So but I want to read you these because they're really good as far as the actual meanings in the book. Okay. If I can actually see, yeah. All right, to be fair, now remember, I said in the beginning, you know, there's there's going to be an energy of kind of a conflict or a competitive energy with you and others and someone else. Some of you, this is in a relationship. Others of you, this may be with just the people around you. So look, it even says balance, justice, a need to consider options, okay? Life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing. Yet over time, they strike a balance. You move from being static to doing, from discovering to loving to letting go to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between being and doing. If you are not content with where you are at in this moment. Remember that experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. For every cause, there is an effect. Can you find a way to achieve fairness right now? This is a time for listening as well as speaking, for understanding as well as asking to be understood. There is much to be learned, and you will learn it if you remain open and objective, weighing options and considering all sides. Your heart wants to connect to others, so allow for a balanced exchange of ideas and actions. The best kind of relationship is one in which there is a mutual benefit and each party feels heard, valued, and respected. Be fair to all. Okay? So that's exactly what I said. Justice. It's crazy how you got it in both decks, all right? Justice, being fair, learning to listen to others, and also, frankly, demanding that from others. Now, again, if some of you, I feel like there may be a few of you going through some kind of legal matter, you will get justice in your favor. Okay. Now, that means if you did something that you weren't supposed to do and you really are in the wrong, you're guilty. Okay. Then that could mean that you'll get justice. All right. Justice doesn't mean what's good for you, justice means what's right, what's fair. Okay. So if you did something fucked up and you're in court for it, unless there's degrees, there's levels. All right. But if you did something really fucked up and you know it and you're in court for it, then that may be an issue. But anyway, if you're getting kind of railroaded over some bullshit, then you're going to get justice in your favor. Okay. Community. Belonging. Being seen and understood by others. This card signals a new affiliation with the group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we're useful to our families and communities. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels I matter. Membership in the group provides a sense of belonging, of kinship, and of purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. Perhaps you're part of a spiritual community or an artistic one. Perhaps you're learning a community where you share your love of education. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy. You'll be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter your position in your group, your presence is needed. Okay. Now, on the relationship front, you're discovering the essential qualities that you share with another and perhaps also those you don't share. There are times when you follow and the other person leads, and times when you lead and the other follows. This appearance of this card points to the importance of learning the proper dance between you and another. Accepting the truth that everyone has flaws is a part of that dance. You are also being asked to be aware of the dynamics that you don't want to repeat. You're in the perfect place to make changes in order to experience the best version of who you can be together. See, this book just could say it so much better than I don't use any other oracle book that comes with it, but for this deck, because they're so like long and meaningful, I just always find like a hidden message in the whole entire thing. You know what I mean? My name means sweet in Persian, yes, and in Arabic too. Um, Co-create. Okay, so I said co-create. That's you. See, it talks a lot about your whole reading. I think next year you need to kind of learn to work with others, okay? And a lot of you, this means in a relationship sense. If you're in a relationship, you will be in a relationship for a lot of you. Learn to work together, okay? But also with spirit, right? And that's what this card comes in. Okay. Inspiration, fruition, manifestation. Okay? You may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact, you're creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you'd like to call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality, blended with universal spirit. You're a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co create it, only beauty and grace result. Okay? Now, so remember I said in the beginning, I see a lot of manifestation, like you manifesting your goals. And remember I said that spirit's going to be giving you a lot of the things that you wanted, okay? Um, just to basically show you that they may or may not be the best thing for you, but they'll give it to you. A lot of times spirit will do that. Sometimes they'll warn you and warn you and warn you, and they'll drag their feet and take forever, and then finally they'll be like, here, hoodie, you want it? You want it? You want it so bad? Here, huh? Take it. Okay? So, and then a lot of the time it'll be like, oh shit, babe! Oh, you laying down? I'm thirsty. Hold on, you guys. I need to get a drink. I'm parched. Well, let me do this one, and then I'll move to them, grab a drink. I'm right in the kitchen, so it won't take me but a few seconds. Observer. Okay. So observer, and this is where I said observe before you speak, read the room, okay? Know who you're talking to. All right. Perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. And again, hold on, wait a minute. And I did say, be careful of stalking. All right. You know what? I'm thirsty. Let me get a drink. Be careful of stalking. Okay. Because some of you, you're searching, and then when you find it, you get upset of what you find. You know what? I want a ginger ale. I don't care. I'm trying not to drink soda, but I love soda. What can I say? All right. I'm not fasting. I want my damn soda. Okay. So sue me. Hold on. I get so parched sometimes. Okay. Remember, I said some of you will be like too nosy, and some of you will be dealing with somebody. You see how my spirits are amazing. Some of you are going to be dealing with somebody who are going to be in your beeswax, okay? Like stalking, being needy, like being just too much, okay? And for those of you who are on the receiving end of that, and I know how that feels. And let me tell you something, it's uncomfortable. Okay. When I'm a Sagittarius, if somebody cramps my shit like that, my space, okay, I cannot take that at all. Like, it makes me uncomfortable and claustrophobic. Okay. Don't do that to somebody else. If you don't trust somebody, you shouldn't be with them. And I know that's easier said than done for a lot of people, because you might be married, you might have kids involved, whatever the case may be. But then you need to get therapy and get to the root cause as to what the fuck is making you do that. Because if that person's making you feel that way, and you're just in a regular relationship that, you don't have financial ties with that person, you're not living with that person, you're just dating that person, then there's something you got to really go within yourself and figure out why, you know. But if you're married and you're going through that, that's understandable. But you need to go, both of you get some therapy then and figure it out, because that will push somebody away. So anyway, most people see the world through a personal lens. They identify with their feelings and experiences so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality, okay? There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring instead of only considering yourself. Consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. Thank you, Mama Licious. Thank you so much. I wish I could figure out who the B person was that sent the super chat, but I couldn't see her full name for some reason. That's weird. Probably because of the sticker, it kind of blocked it out. Okay. Thank you so much, Mom Malicious. You're amazing. Habib, you didn't have to do that. That's a lot. You guys are too much. Mwah. Thank you, babe. Relationship message, okay? Sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feelings can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's like the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take a higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself and in others. You will find things much improved sooner than you know. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? Like, some of you do too much as far as being, if you're in a relationship, being nosy, and others of you, somebody's doing this to you. Now, maybe for some of you, thank you, Sarah Brown. Thank you for the amazing black cat oil. It's so powerful, just like you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you, Habibti. Ooh, I need to get that. I'll get that screenshot when I'm done. Leave it so I can screenshot it. Some of you now, it just like Spirit just put a message. Some of you, it's not just having to do with the love interest observing you. This could be just somebody else watching you. Now, let me tell you something real quick. See me. Thank you, see me. Thank you. Thank you, babe. So, on Facebook and like Instagram and I believe TikTok even, it'll show you whoever's like watching your page by putting the person in your suggested friends. Okay. Now, sometimes they'll do this if you have a lot of mutual friends, but for the most part, it's if they're watching your page constantly. And so Facebook or Instagram or whatever says, here, make this person your friend. You probably know each other. Okay. It's a way of calling you out, kind of. Pay attention to those. Because I actually had this little fucking dumb cunt, and I'm not going to get into the story, but excuse my language. The C word's such a bad word, but it's one of my words. I can't help it. This bitch who's like 10 years older than me that I knew when I was younger, who really, like, oof. Just long story short, this person is evil sociopath, okay? Anyway, I know for a fact they were looking at my page because I have no in common with them, and they were stalking my page. So you got to pay attention to what you post and put out there for the world to see. The only reason somebody would be watching and trying to like peep you or gather information on you is to, especially if they're your enemy or somebody you don't like, is to watch your downfall or to hope that you're having a hard time in your life. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see you happy, that's for sure. Okay. So keep that in mind. And be careful what you put out there. Another thing is keep that in mind if you're stalking somebody else to see their downfall, because most people are not stupid. And like I said, and you might think you're slick by using like, fake pages. What do they call them? Finstas or fake, accounts. But I mean, most people know, like, there's only a handful of people that would be watching my account from these fake pages. Okay. So bear that in mind. People are going to put out what they want you to see. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. That's the bottom line. Anyway, so be careful what the fuck you put out on the internet. And be careful what you look for. You might find it. Now, oops, clusterfuck. Can I ever do a reading without my phone falling? Ever? No. Just wouldn't be one of my readings. Okay, number 2. That was long enough. Number 1 is probably always the longest. By the time I get to number 3, I'm tired. Thank you, Shireen. They're just jealous because they can never be you. I need to log off soon, but I love you. Mwah. I love you more, babe. Good night, babe. Don't worry about staying here. I know it's late. Somebody will do the timestamp. Or I'll do it. If nobody does it, I'll end up doing it. Hey, Lady Red. Good to see you, boo. Okay, number 2. Number 2. Damn, how long have I been doing number 1? Oh, well, it's okay. I'll give you a long one for once. Number 2. You know what? I want to use this deck. Number 2. Like 30 minutes. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Hey, Trevor. Good to see you, Habibi. Number 2. Thank you. For the next year. Ooh, nice. Number 2. Those who you guided to the number 2. Okay, I'm going to shuffle 2 more times. 1, thank you. Please put the cards in the right order. 2. Nice, number 2. So far, very, very nice. Nice. Okay. So number 2, some of you may have had, I don't want to say a bad year, although some of you may have had a bad year, but kind of like a chaotic or just disruptive or disarray kind of year. Perhaps things really didn't go exactly the way you hoped for, some of you in 2022. Now, for others of you, or for whatever year that you're in or behind you, okay, at the time of this video. But some of you, this is like a blockbuster energy, okay? Always, the tower for me isn't always a bad thing, just depending on what else is around it, right? Some of you, this isn't a bad thing. This just means things were like moved and, exploded out of your way so that it could make room for things that, blessings and things that are going to serve you. Like, think of it as a road and there's a big ass boulder in your way blocking the way. And all of a sudden, this big ass dynamite just blows up the boulder all over the place. It's going to shake the ground underneath you. It's going to make shit, there's going to be dust all over the floor, but, you're going to be able to clean it up and it's going to be a nice, beautiful road. Hey, the one. Thank you, Habibti. So a lot of you, that's what that energy was. It's just setting you up because I see we're coming to you in the next year. I see a lot of happiness, growth, the sun shining down upon you, celebration. This is the sun represents pretty much everything good, okay? Love, success, just everything, okay? You got the Ten of Pentacles, okay? Stability financially, abundance, family. A lot of you, this will be commitment. Now, a lot of you for number two, the next year seems to revolve around matters of the heart, okay? The Lover's card. So not only is it going to be a good year for you financially and whatnot, and with progress and growth, um, but I do feel like your theme of next year could be, a very loving energy, like love and relationships. And now for some of you that like are not interested in love and don't give a shit about love or just whatever the case may be, this could just indicate love with family, love with friends, like just having love, a lot of love in your life. Um, and just focusing on that love between you and others. Now, but I want to say, like a lot of you, it is to do with like a romantic partner. Even if you are already in a marriage or relationship, you guys may be working on your connection again, really getting to know one another. Now, at the same time, I will say this. Some of you, and I'm hearing like for one or two, not literally, but like out of thousands, maybe like a handful. Um, you may be tempted to step out on a marriage or a relationship. Okay. I do feel like there will be, like maybe like five of you, that are married or in a long-term relationship, and along comes someone, and you're all of a sudden, faced with the idea of, well, the grass might be greener on the other side type shit. So anyway, nonetheless, um, you do have a good time doing it though. So I mean, it is what it is. Thank you, Soul. Thank you so much. Yes, my year was shit till I came across Shireen and started doing her rituals and buying products. Love you so much. Habibti. Love you more, babe. Thank you so much for saying that. You're amazing. So anyway, look. Hold on. Look. Two cups, huh? Okay. Two cups, the Lover's card. So you guys, number two, I mean, something's coming for you as far as romantic wise. And if you're completely single and you're thinking, no, it's not. Yes, it is. And maybe for the unlucky, like couple of you, that it may not be, maybe you're 95 years old and whatever, then this is the love with your family, with your friends, with the people that you care about, right? Now, that being said, um, for those of you who get into like a new love, all right, and this is brand new, don't like put your eggs all in one basket, okay? Because although I do see you getting kind of like real, emotional, look, Ace of Cups, like overwhelming sense of emotions with somebody, two souls coming together, this really passionate, loving kind of energy. Be careful, because I do see the possibility that even though after you have that, some of this is, a lot of you, this is reconciliation. Some of you, this is just conciliation with someone new, or this is just your marriage, whatever the case is. But be careful, because um, I do see after this long period of happiness and contentment and all of that, there is this disappointment, heartbreak. So you guys, may get hot and heavy. And for some of you, like with a new relationship, you get that love bombing thing, where somebody just like dumps all their love on you and blah blah blah, and then they just all of a sudden they slow down and stop or whatever, or like even in your current relationship, where, oh, your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever, they give you all this affection and attention and love, and then all of a sudden they just want a little break, and they just slow down a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's the end of the world. Okay. I kind of feel for some of you that's what it is, but I do see a sadness that comes after it and feeling left out in the cold. So that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Thank you, Jay Phoenix. YouTube notified me that you're alive. Love you back, babe. It doesn't mean like that's it, it's the end of the world, but it just means like, there after this really intense period, there's like, at some point a kind of a tapering down. And this may make you feel a type of way. Okay, a lot of people get this way, and I don't understand it. Now, for a few of you, this may be something serious. Okay, where it's like an abrupt heartbreak or feeling left out in the cold. But for the most of you, this is just like you got used to this really intense passion. Okay, and then all of a sudden you feel like it slowed down or stopped or whatever, and you feel some type of way. Now, others of you may be the ones doing this to the other person, where they're really into you and it's really intense, and maybe you were, whatever, and then all of a sudden you go cold. So it could go both ways, but I do see your year revolves a lot of romance and passion and intensity and love. Even if you're the 95-year-old who doesn't care about love or marriage, and you're widowed and you'll never get married again, and this is the love from your family. Love you so much, Trevor. Thank you, Habibi. Yeah, see, look, marriage, commitments, taking your relationship to the next level. Number two, that a lot of your year, even if you're already married, is going to be focused around love and happy, commitments, marriages. Some of you may be getting married next year, engaged, if you're not already. Okay, great. What about financially, Spirit? Okay, I'm going to shuffle 2 more times. 1 and 2. Ooh, nice. Financially, you're looking pretty peachy as well, okay? Now, look at this. 10 of Pentacles. I'm sorry, this is the Wheel of Fortune, the 10 of Pentacles, the Sun card, King of Pentacles, okay? And some of you may be waiting on a settlement, okay, of some kind. Maybe you're going through a lawsuit and you're waiting on a settlement or some type of payout of some kind, and you'll be getting that as well. But financially, I see you doing well. Moving up in the company, Spirit, building, just doing well. Yeah, it looks like you're going to be content. You're going to be in a victorious place. I do see a lot of you traveling, taking trips, exploring, traveling. Now, it looks like your prosperity, your abundance, your stability, it's a slow-moving horse, basically, okay? So it may not be like the Ace of Pentacles, where it's like this, very big financial blessing all at once, but it's like a slow moving, victorious horse, so to speak, where you have everything you need, you're abundant, you're stable, you're successful, and content financially and at work. Spirit, the workplace is good. Where their businesses, well, yeah. I see you doing very well in the workplace. Now, also, for some of you, there may be disagreements a little bit in the workplace due to unequal give and take. So if you have your own business, this could be like an employer or clients or something like that, not giving you an equal give and take. And others of you, this is at the workplace where there's like maybe lack of like equal give and take. But other than that, yeah, it looks like you're doing really well. Like for number two, I mean, there's no other really way to say it. you know, love is like your main focus, it looks like, and finances are just excellent, you know. Looks like you're victorious, you're happy. And just be careful of like getting so like wrapped up in the love aspect of it that when somebody just isn't like pouring onto you, you feel like they're, you know, not interested, or, you know. Although I will say some of you, this may be some heartbreak later on, but for the most part, I feel like it's just because it's such an intense energy that when it slows down, it makes you go in your feelings. Thank you, Ankita. Thank you, Habibti. That looks like a lot. I don't know what that is, but thank you so much. That looks like a lot, though. Your 11/11 ritual is doing wonders. Everybody's telling me that already. It's only been a couple days. I thank you for my whole family. I'm living my best life. Your New Year's, Valentine's, Lucky Buddha, and all the other rituals. Aw, Habibti, love you. I'm glad you like it, babe. I can't wait to go back and screenshot those, so nobody touch them. Thank you, my love. I don't know how much that is you gave me, but it looks like too much, Habibti. Thank you, babe. What else, Spirit, for next year for number 2? Yeah, it looks like at the workplace, you guys are really going to be, or in the workplace or school, you're going to be mastering a craft, okay? It looks like you're going to be honing in on a skill um, and becoming something that comes really easy to you and something that you're masterful at, okay? Um, So a lot of you, this is your workplace where you're going to be recognized for very good work. Others of you, this could be a sport or hobby or something you take interest to. Some of you, this is honing in on your spiritual gifts and sharpening your spiritual gifts that you're really good at. Yeah, and I do once again see a lot of spiritual guidance. Now, of course, look, Hierophant again. Look, Hierophant again. The things to do with commitments and relationships. So, um, a lot of you are just being divinely directed and spiritually protected. Okay. Um, so looks like really, really good energy here. Number 2. Really don't have any major warnings for you guys, to be honest, and I see a lot of positive stuff. All right, hold on, let me use these. Let's see. Too many cards, but I like a variety. Any other messages, Spirit? Okay, I'm going to shuffle 2 more times. 1 and 2. Light, serenity, beacon. Okay. Wish, desires, hope. Look at that. Remorse, guilt, forgiveness. So there's that sadness. So you get like, you know, it's serene and it's happy and it's light and it's hope and it's your wishes and desires, and then you get like this sadness, okay? And again, it's kind of matching with the tarot where it's like that intensity and then it goes down and it's like, oh, the end of the fucking world, which a lot of women especially have this issue. Hate to say it, I am a woman, but I definitely don't think like y'all, like the rest of you, for sure. Like, and that's not like me being like, oh, I'm not like other girls. I hate that shit. It's not me being a pick me. That's really just working with a lot of women and just like But there was a time in my life where I thought like that. And, you live and you learn and you change. But, you know, some of you guys have to like snap out of it. And some of you, the men too, are like that. Like, you have to have intensity all the time in your romantic relationships. And if you don't, it's like, oh, she must be with somebody else, or she must be doing this or that. That's not good. And some of you, this isn't even some of you, I'm hearing in the workplace you're like that, or just like in general, like you may, in the next year, you may have an issue where, like, if you're not getting constant praise or constant, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like encouragement or confirmation, or you know what I mean? Then it's like doomsday. Like you think you're doing something wrong, and that's a challenge for you. Okay. Validation. Yes. Roger. Yes. Yes. Validation. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Habibi. Um, yeah, but look at this, you guys. Number two, man. Look at this. With a whole other deck, the same exact card. Sun, Ten of Pentacles. Like, amazing. I mean, fruitful, just family, happiness, growth, success, just everything like amazing. Okay, so that's good. We're gonna leave that there. I'm gonna pull your oracles now. And again, this may not make sense right now, but remember, this is in the next year. So come back in a year and tell me if it makes sense. Thank you so much, Spirit, for all your guidance. And the fact that they all align, all the cards say the same thing, it just is more confirmation that I know that the message is for you. Like, just like when I do my personal readings, and they'll get the same cards over and over, same cards, 2, 3, 4 times, mean the same shit. It's like, oh, yep. And I love it when people are like, oh, I don't know, like I don't know if that. And then I'll get a message a week later, 2 weeks later. Oh my God, I'm shook. That's what I get. I'm shook. Okay. All right. Now, no. Spirit, 2 more cards, please, for number 2. Number 2. Okay, I'm going to shuffle. Thank you. Look, and they gave me 2 exactly. All right. We got mending. Okay. We got deep knowing. We got time to go. And we got go the distance. Okay. So, mending, we'll start there. All right. That is a card of, well, first of all, it's definitely a reconciliation card. So if you are waiting for an ex, that definitely is meaning you're going to mend your relationship. Forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments, okay? Each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things that we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentment, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Okay? Relationship message, pretty much the same thing. You've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come for forgiveness and honest redress. Now, for this, based on the other cards, I feel like a lot of you that are in an ex situation are gonna, someone's coming back in. Okay. Others of you, if you're already in the relationship, um, again, I see intensity and passion. And I saw like a couple of you maybe stepping out on the marriage, and that intensity is not in your marriage, but with somebody else. But the main thing is there will be some forgiveness happening next year. Okay, in the next year, there will be some mending of fences. And for those of you like that, a 95-year-old that doesn't care, for example, um, you might be mending with other people in general, and this has nothing to do with love in the love aspect, but just like mending fences, with an old friend or mending fences. You may get into it with a person to have to mend a fence, but forgiveness is going to be part of your year, one way or the other. Then you got deep knowing. Now, deep knowing is basically a card of intuition, okay, and listening to your inner self, okay, um, a heightened sense of intuition. Okay, intuition, listening to the oracle within. Intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into dialogue with Source, the consciousness that you are a part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you an open door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of the human experience. You're given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or five senses, but which is 100% true and correct. The trick is to listen and then to act accordingly. You're now invited into the sacred dialogue of deep knowing. So tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. Okay? Then the relationship message. There are occasions when you just know deep in your heart and soul that a person is going to play a meaningful role in your life. Someone crosses your path, and suddenly, out of the blue, you're connected at a level impossible to describe. That feeling marks a moment in time etched indelibly into your soul. Someone will enter your life, or has already entered your life, who will be instrumental in your journey. So pay attention. Two hearts, like the Two of Cups, two hearts, are calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. This is also a sign that your intuition about a person you care about is correct. Trust your heart to lead you now. Magic is about to happen. Boom. Okay? I told you, bro. I told you. I told and you. Okay? Um, time to go. Time to go. So that's basically a card of like action, get up and go, time to like move your ass, okay? Or endings, completion, all right? Essential meaning, endings, completion. You are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a new way of being. There is nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Your destiny is calling to you. So, this is a card of endings. This is like the death card. Okay, so this is the endings or a major change, transformation, ending of the old to bring in the new. Okay, now, relationship message. It's over, or at the very least, the form this relationship has taken is in no longer service to you or the other person. This is a time of letting go, of knowing that the journey has come to its conclusion. That doesn't mean anything is lost. Although this card could speak to a breakup, drifting apart, or the end of a soul contract, it is more about release than destruction. Remember the saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If not, it never was. Endings are always a sign of new beginnings. If you want something deeper, walk away. Okay? So, again, like I said and explained to you before, some of you, they're going to get into a real intense thing this with all this intensity, and then when it dies down, it's like the end of the world, okay? Drifting apart. You feel like you're drifting apart, but it's a lot of you, this is just you're like you can't be on go all the time. You can't be at 100%, like not let me not use 100%. That's a bad idea because you do want to put 100% all the time, but you know what I mean. You don't want to be like you can't be up somebody's ass 24/7. Like you have to have just be yourself for a while, not be having to like be all oh my god all the time. That's to me that would be exhausting. Me personally, but you know what I'm saying. So goes right in hand with what I said earlier. Intensity dies down, end of the world you think it is, but it's really not, okay? Go the distance, because that's the next card you get. Go the distance, all right? And that's a card of longevity in a relationship, in a career, and otherwise, okay? Endurance, strength, the long haul. To bring your dream to life, you must think long term and pay no attention to the fluctuations in your current of your experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunities, so there is no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that you have endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will keep you in alignment with the energy of miracles. What is yours will never be withheld from you. Remember that. And then the relationship message. You either are in or are calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth. You are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by the endurance and dedication to overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? And it's crazy because now that I'm thinking about it, what did I pick for number two? The rose quartz, right? And what does the rose quartz represent? Love. So that's crazy. That's ironic. There's no coincidences. But you see, I'm telling you, my hairs are like standing up. My spirits freak me out in a good way, though, of course, in a good way. But I mean, the rose quartz, the love, the intensity. I mean, shit. Number three. Finally, let me have another sip of my ginger ale. I love ginger ale. Okay. All right. Let me go with these two decks here. I even used the pink deck for number two. And I used the vampire one and this one for number for number 1. Okay. Number 2, that sounded good. Okay. Number 3 now. Number 3. Number 3, number 3, number 3. What do you have coming towards you? You know, Mama Licious was in here. I was just thinking about her today. I know that was hella random. I just thoughts just be popping up in my head. Okay. Number 3. Number 3. Number 3. What do you have for thee? Number 3. Spirit, thank you so much for your guidance this evening. Thank you for your accuracy and the information that you give us. We truly adore you and appreciate you so much. Thank you for guiding your people to the correct message that I know is for them. Please show number 3, or those you've guided to pick the number 3. Oh, and to each one of you that liked this video, I wish you all of the abundance, the prosperity, the success, the deep, true, meaningful love, and good health, inshallah. May you all be blessed and abundant. For those who liked and subscribed to this channel, I send you all the infinite blessings in the world, inshallah. Amen. Oh, and I'm putting up my Holy Land bracelets finally. I gotta just take pictures of it. It's such a pain in the ass. You can use stock photos for all the other ones, but you gotta sit there and upload the pictures and this and that. And you guys know how much I hate doing that shit. I'm not good at it. I'm not tech savvy. Okay. Number 3. Number 3 for next year. What do you have for them next year? Number 3. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. How are they? What do you need to tell them? What warnings? What messages? I'm going to shuffle 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Next year, number 3. Number 3, number 3. No reverse meanings, please. Woo, nice. 1111, number 3. Okay. Number 3. Many of you in the prior year, whenever you watch this, so obviously we're watching it now, so this would be 2022 for us. But the prior year, whenever you're watching this, a lot of you may have felt a burden, okay, of some kind. Now, for some of you, this may have just felt like, I mean, look at him. Look at him. Like, he's got all these wands in his hand and no help. And look, 111 was in the live, but not anymore. But you see how he's carrying all these wands at once, and he's like kind of struggling. Okay, so this is just like, sometimes this indicates like just having to do everything, like having to just bust your ass all day and then come home and clean the house and take care of the kids, or just having to just do everything, or just feeling like you just have this tremendous amount of pressure. Okay, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Pressure and being able to handle pressure and being able to be that person, we tend to forget that there's people out here in life that can't even go to the bathroom by themselves. Okay, they can't even wipe their own ass by themselves, literally. We take for granted the fact that a lot of us are blessed, okay? That we have our limbs, or we have our ability to take care of ourselves in some way. Not to say if you don't have your limbs or if you're disabled or anything, that you're not blessed, but I'm saying I think a lot of people take for granted when they don't have any of those issues. Okay, so what I'm saying is Spirit wants you to be grateful for even the difficulties, for even the burdens. Okay, because I feel like number three, a lot of the time, Spirit, I feel like this energy that Spirit is saying, you are so blessed, and yeah, you have difficult times, yes, but you have so much that you to be thankful for, and sometimes you forget that. And when you forget that, Spirit has a way to remind you, and you don't want that. Okay, you want to just be grateful on your own and remember that on your own. You don't want them to remind you to be grateful. A lot of you, I feel that you're gonna come to this revelation, and you're gonna leave behind this energy of maybe feeling sorry for yourself or just getting panicky for like stupid shit, or I don't want to say stupid because your feelings are valid, but little shit. Um, and this energy of heartbreak and sadness and pain is kind of gonna lift, okay? Because the one thing I do see is I see heartbreak, but it's in your mindset, okay? And I see you leaving that behind. Um, Going forward, first of all, I want to say number three, congratulations to some of you, a few of you, not everybody, obviously. This is general, but definitely one or two of you may be having a baby in the next year, welcoming in a new baby, or somebody close to you, like a family member or friend or relative, may be getting pregnant. Okay, not everybody, obviously. That 95-year-old that don't give a shit, obviously, she ain't getting pregnant, but you know what I mean. Okay, this is only for a few of you. Others of you are really going to step into this kind of, nurturing energy. Now, for women, nurturing, and for the men, nurturing as well, taking care of, taking control over a situation. Um, you know, Emperor and Empress. You got the Emperor and the Empress. Okay, so that's like mother and father. Okay, um, kind of, becoming that nurturing, guiding energy amongst the people around you. Others of you, I do see a few of you maybe focused a lot on your mother or father or both, um, taking care of them or helping them, or just, spending more time with them. There may be a focus on your parents. A lot of you are going to come to a crossroads in your life where you have to make a decision about what path you take. And it's funny because I get a lot of crossroads energy in my readings for some reason. It seems like a lot of the time my spirits like to point out, your transitions, and having a choice. And there's always a choice, okay? Even with a reading, for example, they want to remind you that we're laying this out for you now. But if you make a bad decision or a good decision, okay, if it's a good or bad, you can make a different choice and change the whole path of what you're taking now. Okay, the choices, most of the time, it's up to you. Sometimes things are fated, but most of the time, you do have a choice. Okay, and you can change the things that are happening or going to happen. But anyway, in your case, I see a lot of wishes coming true, contentment. Um, Spirit is gonna have you learn your potential. Okay, you're gonna be discovering yourself in the next year, and you're really going to be learning a lot of new things about yourself. Some of you, I do see you launching something new. Um, this could be like, a business or a side hustle or something like that. Others of you, this could be like just learning your potential at the workplace or in school, or, some type of hobby or something new. Kind of like I saw in one of the other numbers, the same thing. Um, but I see a lot of happiness and contentment, and I see a lot of love, wishes coming true, man. I mean, look at this. Four of Wands, which is the card of 1111, okay? And look up at the screen, 11111, right? So, and wishes, desire, hope. Okay, so your wishes come true in the next year. Now, I do see a lot of you exploring, traveling. Some of you move residences, okay, but others of you, this doesn't have to be, some of you, it is a long trip, out of the country or out of the state or whatever. But not everybody. Some of you, this is just plain like driving in your car a lot, exploring, going to the next town over, just in traveling and see movement, seeing the scenery, um, even if it's not that far, okay? Spirit is pretty much telling you that not to be too dramatic, all right? I'm hearing a lot. I hear them say, don't be too dramatic. I don't know why I keep hearing that. So try not to be too dramatic next year over things. Look, fragile, secret love, rejection, okay? Love, hope, relationship, fearless, justified, resistance, suave, embrace, self-care. So again, I do see you guys also embracing this little love relationship. And at first, it may be a little bit fragile. It may be, and this is again where it comes in, like, and this is if this is something new, if you're in an ex situation, even if you are already in a marriage or relationship, there may be a part of your time in your relationship where you may feel like it's fragile, you're afraid of rejection. But for the most part, I see, you guys kind of embracing yourselves, taking care of yourselves, and I see seeing eye to eye for the most of your relationships. Now, Spirit, for number 3, those who are in a relationship, they're going to be good. Any messages for them? Shuffle 3 more times. 1. This one wants to come out. 2, 3. Okay, I do see some arguments or competitive energy, harsh words, or fighting, okay? But still passion and love, okay? Also, some of you may kind of draw back a little bit, or your person may pull back. And that's that fragility, but there's still a lot of love there for those of you that are in a relationship, are in a marriage. Secret love, that's what I was worried about. Okay. So be careful next year, those of you who are in a marriage and or relationship, because there may be some third party interference. I'm just going to say that. It doesn't necessarily mean a cheating scenario unless you're the one cheating or doing something, stepping out. But some of you may have some third party interfering, okay? Now, that doesn't have to be, like I said, a romantic third party, although for some of you it is. This could be like an in-law or a friend or a relative or a coworker or somebody in your business, okay? But I mean, no worries. There still seems to be a lot of love between you and your person, but you might want to nip that shit in the bud one way or the other. But overall, they're good. Those married couples are in a relationship. Overall, they're fine. Yeah, truths are going to come to the light for some of you about in the relationship, and you know, if you're in a marriage or commitment, and there may be, like I said, some fragility, but overall, I mean, it looks like whatever this interference or fragile time, there's still a lot of love there, and it looks to be um, okay, but there just may be a little bit of disarray, chaos, or external disruption. Okay, but anyway, either way, you'll be okay. Um, Now, for those singles, how are they with their love life? Ooh, boom, singles, Two of Cups. I think someone is coming towards the singles, even if they're not trying to have that. Um, oh yeah, look at this celebration. You go through this period of independence and really working on your money and your career, and then boom, this 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 Two of Cups energy comes, and again, I see a lot of like wishes come true. Even those that are already in a relationship having to do with love, your wishes come true. But I mean, obviously, in other things, but I do see some fragility for those that are in a relationship or marriage of some kind. But I feel like you overcome it one way or the other. Just beware of it. Singles, I see something coming towards you in terms of love, something pretty intense. And X situation, because I consider you a whole different bracket altogether. X situation. So 1, 2, 3. Hmm. Hmm. Same thing, X. Whether it's your actual ex or someone new, I definitely see a coming together and seeing eye to eye. And if it's an Aries, extra seeing eye to eye. But or if you're an Aries, but either way, all together, singles and exes, looking good. In the marriage and relationship, still good, still a lot of love, just maybe a little bit of turbulence of some kind. And watch out for third party interferences, whether it be on your partner's side, whether it be on your side, whether it be friends, relatives, or the unthinkable, which, most of you, I don't think that is. I'm just saying, be on the lookout. Um, Number 3. Oh, and congratulations to a few of you that will be getting pregnant or trying to get pregnant, or someone close to you gets pregnant. All right. Mending. You got mending too. You have a lot in common with well, yeah, yours looks a lot like number 2's. 1, 2, 3. Here and now. See? I just said that too. Regeneration, chaos, and conflict. And I just said here and now. Like, appreciate what you have now. Okay? Appreciate your blessings now. Okay? Instead of always looking for what you don't have or whatever. Okay? Appreciate what you do have and the blessings you do have, because and don't be too yearning on the future. um Yeah, this isn't for questions. Um, you have to book a actual reading for that. Okay, here and now. Okay. Being fully present in the moment, living one day at a time. Everything happens in the now, in the present. Only this moment counts. You have what it takes to handle anything today if you let go of the need to look into the future or reflect on the past. Be present and notice what is going on right now. This very moment has the potential for you to create miracles in your life. Okay? Relationship message. It's easy to yearn for a love affair or friendship you may not have right now. One that is more romantic, more fun, more reliable, more passionate. The good old days are gone and a new day has dawned. Let your heart trust that you have everything you need right now, whether you have the relationship you desire or not. Tomorrow is beyond your reach. Yesterday cannot return. The now is all that is available to you. Stay present and aware that in this moment, as you cherish and approve of your beautiful self, you are a magnet for love. Spirit is madly in love with you right now. Did you know that? Turn to Spirit and feel the joy of love in the here and now. And this goes to say what I said in the beginning of the spread, of the reading. I said, appreciate what you have now, right? Don't focus on what you don't have, man, because Spirit loves you and they will remind you. And you don't want them to be the one to remind you to be appreciative. Trust me. I'd rather you hear it from me. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for the reading, Sharon. I could see the truth in it. Spot on. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it, babe. Thank you so much. Girl, you already gave me a super chat. I didn't have to do another one. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you. You guys are so good to me. All of you. Each and every one of you. Um, Somebody told me make an Amazon wish list. I can't do that, man. It's not within me. I just can't. I don't, not downing anybody who does do that, but I just cannot like ask people to buy me things. There's no fucking way. It's not in my blood. But like I said, no offense to anybody that does. Um, okay, mending. So you guys, wait, mending. Where the fuck am I? Okay, mending. Yep. Okay, I was right. Forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes, the resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. Relationship message. You've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do. Even if you're not aware of it, the energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and honest redress. So now, again, this is a reconciliation card of both love. It doesn't have to only be love. I hate dropping my cards on the floor. It only doesn't have to be love. It could be just with reconciliation, like in general. Absolutely on point with number 3. Awesome, smiling moon. Now, if, like I said, if you're that 95-year-old that is like not trying to ever get married or be in a relationship. I understand that. That could also be um, you making amends with yourself, making amends with a friend, making amends with a relative or a coworker, with anybody. Forgiveness, okay? Just in general, just plain out forgiveness, okay? And a lot of the times this means forgiveness of ourselves too, like forgiving yourself, from past traumas, from whatever, from things you wish you didn't do or regrets. So, you got to forgive yourself. The past is gone. Remember the here and now. This is what we have is now. We don't have yesterday. Yesterday's gone. Even 5 minutes ago, gone. We don't have it no more. Right? The beginning of this reading, we don't have it no more. It's gone. Looking too far ahead is not going to do you any good either. Just enjoy life now. Because when you look back, is anybody else like nostalgic? Like when you don't realize how much you're enjoying your life until you look back on it? I know that's me personally. Like I don't realize how much I'm enjoying my life until it's like a year from now, 2 years from now, and I look back and I'm like, oh, I missed that time in my life. It's such a bad habit, but I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that does that. Yes, you do it too? Good. Glad I'm not the only one. I'm like very nostalgic all the time. Like, oh, but then I'll look back at this time and I'll be like, oh, remember the good times I have? Like, why don't I realize that in the now? Like, I'm enjoying it now. Chaos and conflict. Okay. Being at cross purpose with another, the tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. Opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well. As you become unmoored by it, scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself that you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet every storm passes and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. Relationship message. Stubbornness is keeping you in a state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you want to be resolved. This is an opportune moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, what's really important to you. Some things are non negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through the stormy emotions to higher ground? Soon the air will clear, and you will be in a much better place than before, for the storm will have passed, blazing a new path for growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before if you use this time constructively. So you see, like you may have a little bit of chaos or conflict, particularly those of you who already are in a relationship or marriage. That's where I see that. But even those of you who are not, right? This could be like in the workplace or with friends or with family members or whatever. But they're just letting you know whatever this is, whatever this chaos or conflict is, um, even a storm carries the seeds out to sow, so that they can grow. Um, Everything has its purpose, even the bad things, even the chaos, the storms, everything. You can't just go through life like la 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 la, rainbows and butterflies. Even the richest, most beautiful, most everything person, they have everything in their world that they want, a banging husband or wife, they're young, they're gorgeous, they're rich, they're famous, they're everything, they still have problems. I mean, look at even the rich and famous. They do drugs, they fucking overdose, they have all these issues. Like nobody goes through life unscathed. It's just not possible. There's always something. So don't think it's like terrible. And then you got regeneration. Okay, that's a beautiful card. That is the power to regenerate, to um, come anew, to regenerate. Here, I'm just going to read it to you. Sounds better when they say it, but like regrow yourself, you know, um, come back to life, kind of. All right, rebirth. That's the word I was looking for. Rebirth, second chances, new opportunities. The second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. The world is based on connections and relationships. No matter, okay, sorry, I started going into relationships. So that was, and then this is the relationship message. The world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what loss has occurred in the past or even now, death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death, love after loss, and in this moment, you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. So, again, so I told you, it all matches everything I said before. Do I look really crazy right now? Kind of, but I don't care. Thank you. Today was almost difficult. I literally could talk self into the moment. Rejuvenation. Look up eagles, guys. Uh, um, hey, daring dancer. Um, so yeah, you guys, did it resonate with you? I mean, look, it's the future, so if it didn't, trust me, it will. It always does. Hey, princessa. Miss you, beautiful. It really did. Good. Queen, thank you for confirmation. Peace, mediation. Miss Erica, healing. Love you so much. Love you more, babe. Love you, Alejandra. I'm mad I missed the beginning. Peanut, you always miss it, you say. Um, so yeah, you guys, it's 3 a.m. Let me go to bed early. Every time I get the opportunity to go to bed early, like today, I could have went to bed early. It was my day off. I never do. It's like my clock is just a certain thing. What can you do? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for the super chats and for all the love. I love you guys so much. I get so thirsty, and I love ginger ale. Gracias. De nada. De nada, baby. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I will be doing some spell videos. I even have some recorded. I just have to upload. I know it sounds so lazy or whatever, but it's not that. I'm just not technical, and uploading, it takes fucking forever for some reason. I'm gonna start trying to upload on my computer and see if I could do that, if it's faster. I don't know if it's just me or if everybody has this issue, but and my Holy Land bracelets, I still have them. They're on my altars charging. Matter of fact, by the time I post them, I could probably send them right out because they'll be charged. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Well, I have to, do a couple of, so this new moon, and then they'll be fully charged. But I'll put them up like right when they're ready to go out. So I love you guys so much. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And to all of you guys that are already commented and already liked and subscribed, I wish you all the blessings, abundance, prosperity, success, money, and luck, and love, and good health, inshallah. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles, bitch! That was unnecessarily loud.